Hi guys, how is everybody? It is me, Miss Polly, and if you are new here, thank you for joining. Thank you for checking me out. Um, you know, we're known for talking about relationships here. Yes, I am Polly, and I love to talk about being in relationships with more than one person. Not only the multiple relationships, but to also talking about relationships in general. So if you guys are new to the channel, what I like to talk about most, for the most part, is how we can make better relationships with everything, with our food, our partners, our friends. How you make better relationships with our work and things like that. Because when you have really good relationships, you have a better life, and that is what we talk about here. Our motto is that. Let's go ahead and add a little bit of something, something. For you guys mostly here, I've been trying to. We're gonna turn this down a little bit though. Let's get it just right, just a little bit. I know a lot of people didn't like the music before. They said it was kind of loud and distracting. So I'd like to have a little bit in the background, not too loud. Um, Trying to find that right mix for my pauses. But anyway, for today, our topic is my little secret. If you guys saw, right? So I'll say this, for the last, oh my gosh, like maybe month and a half or whatever, I've been really in this space where I've been kind of sucked into the man versus woman, all that stuff like that. And it just gets kind of overwhelming and things like that. But what I noticed is um, something about myself, and which is the relationships that people are asking for. 'Cause people are asking to be in relationships, which is amazing, but they also are taken back because of this. A lot of times, I think we want to have the perfect relationship, and it's like if you don't get this perfect relationship, do you want to be in it? Hello, William. And a lot of people, I think, are looking for a perfect, and that's just not something that exists. And I think that's where all these little comments about women and men fighting against each other, battling and trying to find the perfect whatever, it just doesn't work. But nice to see you, AP. Thank you for stopping in. I will say this, my little secret when it comes to just kind of giving out information. I myself have found that I've become extremely feminine over the last 4 years. And, and my conclusion is it's because I am with the men I'm with. I've noticed more that I've had these particular partners, the more feminine I've become. And I know a lot of people are saying, well, if you're, why do you think that? Do you believe that? And I think I have become a lot more feminine. In that role of the traditional role of being feminine. Um, and it's not even like, oh yeah, I have to do that to have the men I have. It's more at this point, it's like I have the men that I have in my life, and it is turning me a lot more softer. So you hear girls say, I want the soft girl error. I mean, I don't know why you doing a soft girl error by yourself. It's just, I don't know. Like, I feel like there's this exchange that takes place, and I have been slowly getting deeper and deeper into that. I used to think, oh, I could do all this stuff, and I don't really need anyone, which is true. I feel like, which is true that I felt that way. But I noticed, like, to have these partnerships that I had, and for as long as I've had it, I've seen a lot of things I didn't see before, with that, having that protection, having that coveting, having someone be there and cover me as a person. And not only that, the protection goes further than just like, oh, they're gonna make sure nothing happens to me. It's more of also like even protection from your children. These protection of also the fact that I myself am very like uh, free spirited, and to have someone make sure I don't get crazy and out of line is very important. Something that people, I think, don't recognize. I like to have a great time, but I also know there's limits, and when there's someone there to have that little bit more focus, a little bit more, understanding, they're way more self-aware than I am, and they can, help me, guide me to better things, because I don't always see everything, right? We always can't see every view, and to have people in your life who want to help you and guide you is great. So I think a lot of women out here are just missing that. I mean, we want to say, oh, we can do it all, and that's wonderful, that you feel that way, because we all want to feel empowered to be able to do things ourselves. But at the end of the day, knowing that there are strengths that we don't have, regardless of male or female, we don't have all the whole package. No one's perfect. So when you have people in your life or a person in your life who helps you become, a whole person, or a better version of you, it's amazing. So when I say I become more feminine, like, I don't even think I would want to go back. So I think women who haven't had the opportunity, and you are missing out on something great, missing out on an opportunity to be a lot more feminine. And what I mean by that is, like, you always think, oh, I can never be that woman who just, you don't really do too much for yourself. I don't even want to do anymore. Like, I mean, if I don't have to, it's amazing. So to have someone take reign, and then I can have that environment to explore things, be creative, and those also help me help the partners I'm with, because I feel like, you say a woman's supposed to inspire. If that gentleman is watching you be in your feminine energy, he also is being inspired by you. He also is seeing things. Uh, you know, One of the things that I think women don't notice is, if you have a partner, a male partner, who is asking you, they want to have talk to you, they want to hear you. Some women are like, men don't really like us, they don't want us to talk. You have a man ask you for your opinion. He wants to hear your opinion. He wants to know what's going on. And it's not that necessarily he's like, oh, yeah, I got to know exactly what she needs, because it's like the information that he takes from you, it's so that he can analyze it and then apply it to something. And it's very interesting how that works. How men will, when they get to know you, if they're, generally into you, they'll get to know you, get all the information from you. That is key to how they move. And that's when they say it puts you in a feminine state. So, for example, because that might sound kind of wow. For example, like, so when he asks you, oh, what kind of stuff you like to eat, all that stuff, he's asking those questions throughout a period of time, all these things. And then one day you go to a restaurant and he's like, I'm gonna order, I'll order for us. You don't really gotta say nothing. He already know. And see, I used to think that was weird when I go to restaurants, or I was at a restaurant and women wouldn't speak for themselves. I'd be like, oh, he's just taking control. No. I mean, it may be, I don't know. But for most cases, I'm like, because he already knows. He already knows. So he's letting her just relax, enjoy the moment, because he already knows. Now she wanted something different. Sometimes he'll say, oh, no, not today. I want to try something different. Or he'll say, oh, you know what? I know you didn't feel well today. So do you want something lighter? We'll get her something lighter. Like, it's like this transition of them getting to know you and then being able to provide the things you need. And I think that makes them feel also a purpose, which is another video I will be talking about a little later this evening, which is a bigger one, because this little secret one is cute. But I think that the more male partners I have become more feminine. I believe that feminineness has come from allowing others to be in a role in my life where I feel safe, I feel secure, and I trust them enough to provide guidance and provide leadership. And with them providing that, it leaves me in a space of relief of not having to worry. And that is protection. That is coveting. That is making sure I am in the best role and position. And that is providing them also with a purpose as a partner to me. So, and I know I'm bigger around. Everyone's like, well, how do you do that with 3 people? Yes, since I do have different partners, I understand that can sound crazy. But with having the partners I have, and I do have a little news on that because it says secret. So I always said I would never go higher than 5 partners, and long-term partners, things like that. And I think we're at that point where I'm almost there. So I found people that I really enjoy and I really want to build something bigger with. And I think that the people that I am with, or the people I'm even talking to, have really just they've made me be in that place where I'm like, okay, this is a nice place, and I want to explore how far we can go with this. And at first, I didn't think I was going to get to that place. But I feel like I am in that place, so it is lovely. Let me check this out. But I appreciate everybody here. I was going to say hi, y'all. If y'all have any questions too, please put in the chat, comment, and like the video. I appreciate it. I never tell anybody to do that, and if you please subscribe too if you have not. It's wonderful. But the bigger show I like to talk about is a man's purpose and how a woman can help make sure they're providing their man the space to have their purpose. It is really, really important. And it doesn't matter if it's in poly or not. I think that these relationships need to expound on that. Providing, as a woman, providing the space for a man to be able to be in that masculine role in your life. And, certain things like not noticing that you're providing that. Hey, Dip Hill, and providing that for them. So, so today we will have this little video right here, the little secret. But I'm going to come back in a little bit, and I want to have a longer discussion about the purpose and being able to allow someone else the opportunity to have purpose in your life, and how that is very, very important to men to have a purpose. So, a woman allowing a man to have that space is a good way. Hey there. So I believe that these are good conversations we should have. But yes. But back up to this. So I think that women should really look into possibly having that space where a man can come and into their life and see how feminine they can become, because you will soften. Now, if you have a gentleman who comes and into your life and they are making it more strenuous or hard, or it's not like any team effort, you will see yourself possibly becoming more masculine, or you'll see yourself becoming really, really independent. So that is the thing I think women do, is they could get with someone and they start taking on the roles, and then they have to also take on responsibilities, additional responsibilities that come on with someone else, and that puts them in a different mindset. That mindset is just making sure everything's covered. And I think that's where it gets to the point where, why women say, well, I might as well do it by myself. And then you can become so wound up in being in that position that you no longer even trust anyone to take on that role but yourself. Because when you get to the point where you're taking care of it yourself and you know what you're doing, you only have to blame yourself. You don't have to look and say, oh, well, I let someone else do it, they messed up. Making sure that you're the only one who's liable for that. It has happened. So you want to be very aware of who you choose as partner. um, your boyfriend or whatnot, even husband, and make sure that you're picking the right person who's going to elevate you as a person in all ways. Um, because if you're just picking someone for those, they say like a build a bear. I always say, oh, don't find a build a bear partner because if they're only catering to one thing that you need and it's only in that moment, when you have that fixed or when you get just that, you have no need or purpose for that person any longer, and so you will more likely break up with them and get rid of them. Because they were only there for temporary. So that's why I think dating people or getting with people for these very shallow reasons is a really bad idea. So you got to look into that. Make sure you're, picking out partners that are good for long term. If you want a long term relationship, things that don't change. Things that don't change very easily. Things that don't change very easily. Those are the things you want to pick out in a person, and that's going to elevate you as a person, as a woman. And women drop the ball on this all the time. They find a man, or they think they find a man, and that is going to provide them with certain things. But those things are temporary things that change over time. And then when 10 years pass, you're like, oh, I'm not the same person anymore. I just don't think your main core values were probably the same. They're most likely the same. Things that you were looking at, you're dating someone with, that changed, it probably weren't things you were looking at that were good things. Like if someone is consistently, they're a hard worker, they always have a job or whatever like that. They never miss a day of work. Those kind of people just don't wake up one day and say, I'm just going to miss work. They don't do it. They just don't do it. So it's unrealistic that kind of change happens. Maybe from teenager to like, I don't know, teenager to like 23 or something like that. Possibly you could, but no, those are things you see in yourself, characteristics that you see in yourself and you like. And so if you see that you want a person, like when girls say, oh, I just met somebody, and that men with good work ethic, they don't just one day not have it. It just doesn't work that way. So when you say you want a man who has money or whatever, why are we looking for gentlemen who don't like to go to work or aren't consistent at going to work, who always have different jobs all the time? It's just because it's not, if that's important to you, then when you look for someone, you have to look for someone who's going to provide that without trying. That makes sense. See, they don't have to try. That's just who they are. And so that's why when people say, oh, they did this change all of a sudden, they don't want to, unless it's like a traumatizing thing that happened in their life. That's not something that changes with time. It's just something that's part of who they are. They're just that person. So people aren't really looking at those factors. They're looking at the quick fixes and the fun, the fun time. So, like I said, that's usually what it is. And that's something that we need to work on as a group. But yes, I do find myself, like I said earlier, in this more feminine phase, very feminine phase. I didn't think I'd ever be in. So it's a very interesting. Feel very safe with the people I'm with. Feel that they believe, and in me as a person, and that what we can do is build something great, and that they are in the same mental space that I'm in. And so I think with that has become a softer me. And so for women out there who don't think that, that could happen for them, or they say soft girl era, I see some people saying soft girl era, and all they're doing is like pampering themselves. I mean, yeah, no soft girl era. That is no. No. Soft girl era is being free of the responsibility of thinking for yourself, making hard decisions. That's what I think. At least right now. I think, when I get up, I'm like, oh, I don't know if I can do that. And someone else is like, yeah, you can do it. And then we do it together or something. Like, it just, I don't know. I don't know what soft girl era is for some of these ladies, but it looks to me like soft girl era is just basically trying to pamper yourself and feel pretty and cute. I don't think it's really soft girl era. Soft girl era, I think, has to somewhat involve a gentleman to assist you in being in a safe space so that you can be free and clear-minded and creative. Women are creative, and so making things colorful and beautiful. So when we can do that, it really we heighten everything. For the HD to the TV. So we make everything a little bit more crisp and clean and beautiful. And to do that, you have to be in a very relaxed, safe place, mentally, emotionally, and that can require that energy, male energy around you to do such. So I hope there's no clicking, guys, in this video. We're having a lot of clicking, so I hope not. And like I said, I just wanted to leave that with you guys. And I'm going to try to gather up some more folks and some more people who would like to ask some questions, because the next live I'm going to have probably in a couple minutes here is going to be about okay, so the next time I have right now is going to be more about, like I said, being able to provide a purpose for the person you're with, men. And possibly we'll dive into women, but I think that for the most part, we'll focus on men. Women can be in there too. And so I'm going to, like I said, wrap this up real quick. It's going to be a short video, and then we're going to go ahead and add into another video and go from there. And I think it's going to be a wonderful conversation, and I like to share with some other people and have them come alive too. So I'm gonna get everybody up and ready to go, and then we will come back. But if, like I said, please like, subscribe, and share the video if you like. And we're going to go ahead and head into the next live. And thank you guys for supporting me and hitting that like button. And I will see you guys in a little bit here. But if I don't see you in a little bit, thank you for tuning in to the show and having a good little conversation with me in the soothing moment that I am. So, all right, guys. Thank you for tuning in. I'll see you in a little bit. Bye.